My name is Tami Friedman. I'm a resident of the city of Thorold and a member of Independent Jewish Voices Canada. This is the presentation I would have made to the Niagara Regional Council if any of us had been allowed to speak. I'm speaking to you as a Jewish resident of Thorold, urging you to support Regional Councillor Haley Bateman's motion, support for Israelis and Palestinians living in Niagara. As you know, Hamas committed horrifying atrocities against Israeli civilians on October 7th, 2023. These actions cannot be fully understood without acknowledging the generations of Israeli occupation and brutal treatment of Palestinians that preceded them. These actions have been followed by a massive, relentless, months-long campaign of retaliation in Gaza, with reverberations in the West Bank, Israel, and around the world. As of right now, more than 25,000 Palestinians have been killed and another 63,000 wounded. These are only the casualties that have been confirmed. Undoubtedly, there are many more. Beyond this, Israel's war has caused a humanitarian crisis of unspeakable proportions, resulting from mass displacement, destroyed infrastructure, and lack of food, water, medical supplies, and other basic necessities of life. The United Nations and other respected international human rights organizations are sounding the alarm about the disaster unfolding before our eyes. Alongside its war on Gaza, the far-right Israeli government, which prior to October 7th was working to neutralize the Supreme Court amid widespread public protest by Israeli citizens, is engaged in a global public relations campaign to neutralize criticisms of its policies toward Palestinians, and in particular to equate such criticism with anti-Semitism. Establishment Jewish organizations that claim to speak for all Jews, particularly in the United States, but also here in Canada, are at the forefront in spearheading this campaign. As an American who migrated to Canada in 2005 and is now a dual citizen, I have embraced my adopted country and deeply respect its efforts at various times to forge its own path in the face of outside pressures, especially pressures from its powerful southern neighbor, the United States. As a historian who teaches U.S. history, I know how difficult it can be for U.S. allies to follow an independent course. As a Jew who grew up deeply attached to the state of Israel, I have come to reject the Israeli government's claim that its brutal repression of Palestinians is meant to protect Jews all over the world from harm. Too many political leaders accept this claim at face value and use it to justify turning a blind eye to Israeli atrocities. But Jewish voices are diverse, and many Jews, including some of us right here in Niagara, are choosing a path of peace, justice, and equality in Israel-Palestine. Today, I believe we have a unique opportunity to break free of external pressures and stand up for humanity. As regional councillors, you are being asked to communicate to the Canadian government that your constituents support genuine diplomacy in the Israeli-Palestine crisis. An immediate ceasefire will allow the space to promote genuine diplomatic solutions. You also are being asked to urge the Canadian government to show compassion for our friends and neighbors right here in Niagara. Palestinians we know and care about are desperately seeking ways to ensure the safety and security of extended family members now trapped in Gaza. As regional councillors, your collective voice calling on federal authorities to accept more Palestinian refugees and assist them however we can carries more weight than our individual pleas. Some might argue that as regional councillors, you should not weigh in on foreign policy matters, but foreign policy affects all of us, even sometimes especially at the level of our local neighborhoods and communities. Presumably for this reason, the Niagara Regional Council voted unanimously in May 2022 to denounce Russia's invasion of Ukraine and even to communicate its views directly to the Russian Federation. The situation in Gaza is equally relevant to those of us who live here. Jews, Arabs, Muslims, and all others who have a stake in forging peace in the Middle East, and by extension, building a powerful community right here at home.